So here's the thing. In our society, we give men a free pass to not know things about their kids or be involved in their day-to-day lives simply because they have a job. And this is really common, especially when there's a full-time working parent who's the sole income earner and a stay-at-home parent. We just assume that he's working, therefore, of course, he doesn't know the teacher's name or the doctor's name or the day-to-day details of his kids' lives. Why would he? He's at work and she's at home. That's her job. But it's interesting because when you flip this dynamic, right? When a woman is the sole earner for her family and her partner stays at home with the kids, she is still expected to know all of that information. And the data shows that women who are the sole earners for their family still do a significant amount of work when it comes to the domestic labor and childcare. But the same is not true when men are the sole earners, right? There is a huge disparity. So it's interesting that we have this narrative that if a man works full time and he provides all of the income for the family, he gets a pass. He does not need to do chores. He does not need to take care of his kids. He doesn't need to do the mundane stuff because he has a job. But when women are in the exact same position, we still expect them to do all of that work. We hold them to a different standard. There are very different standards we have for men and women, but especially in parenting. So what's really interesting to me is that if we have a dual income home where both the mom and the dad are working full time, and let's say they earn similar amounts of money, they work similar hours, women are going to do more domestic labor and more childcare. They're still the one expected to go to all the doctor's appointment, know the doctor's name, know the teacher's name, volunteer at school, all of these things, right? And so no matter the circumstance, women are expected to know this information, but in almost every circumstance, men are not, right? Men get away with not knowing things about their kids' lives or taking them to the doctor simply because they have a job, but women do not get that same pass. They are still expected to do all of that regardless of their employment status. And so I'm not saying any parent should get a pass, but we need to think about these double standards and we need to say, why aren't we holding dads to the same expectations that we hold women? Why are we saying that men don't need to know their kid's doctor's name because they have a job? We would never say the same thing about a working mother. And that is the problem. It's not necessarily who's working and who's at home. It's how we treat them when they're in those positions.